We had kind of a sad ending to our session back in April, and I think we all walked out of there kind of in shock because we were sure we were going to have a balanced budget. We had not had that situation since about 1991, I think was then, long before we got there. We could kind of tell the last few days of the session that things weren't going well, and that we probably weren't going to end up in the place that we wanted to be. We usually have the budget done a week or two before sine die comes up, and it just wasn't happening. We just weren't agreeing with the House, and things weren't going well. But what I do want to emphasize is that the gaming bill did not hold up the budget. I don't care what you want to read about in the papers. That is not what happened. It's harder in the House to pull 141 people together and come up with your budget bill. It was pretty tough in the Senate, just because we don't have many places to go as far as raising revenue. There was not a lot of sentiment for raising the gas tax this year at all, just because with the gas prices so high, it's very hard to come back. So we did end up in the conference committee. The Senate gave in a whole lot to the House, so the income taxes are going to go up a small bit, not a lot. For a family making $200,000 a year, I think it's what, $300 more a year? I think it's what it is. Anyway, that's where a lot of the wrinkle was trying to decide how we were going to do these revenues. We got to 6:30 at night, maybe it was later than that, where the two conference committees sat and came to an agreement, but we knew we had to have at least 6 hours to print everything to get it back onto the floor for everybody to vote, and it just didn't happen. By the time the bills got over to the House and to the Senate, we passed the 3 of the bills. The House passed 2 of the bills, and out of the 4. So we just weren't going anywhere. So now we are going to go back in on Monday morning. The Senate will go in at 10 o'clock. We're going to present the bill. We're going to have a public hearing on the budget bill in my committee all day. And then we'll go back onto the floor at 4 o'clock and do a second reader and debate the bill. And hopefully, if everybody behaves, we'll come back in on Wednesday morning for the third reader, and the Senate will be finished with it, and then we'll pass it over to the House. So we're hoping that it's a 2-day deal for the House and for the Senate. So have no fear. We're hoping to really get past all the doomsday cuts. Well, education for one. They wanted that GCEI would be cut by that. That's the geographic cost of education. But there are other cuts, like the biotech tax credit is in that doomsday budget. Stem cell is another one that's in there. So we really want to protect that. I had a bill in this year to raise the R&D tax credit to $18 million, the cap. Most of the states around us are way ahead of us. Pennsylvania's up to $55 million at this point. And though we're doing, I think, a pretty decent job of attracting new businesses to Maryland, it's little things like that are huge to these companies coming in. I talk to them all the time. So the governor liked it, the Senate passed it, and the House did not pass it. So we're hoping that we can talk them into doing that for this year.